Hello and welcome back to Teach Me Money Methods. And in this video today, I'm going to start a series up. It's called Publishing Ebooks for Money, my 25K word book project. And this will be video 1. So this will be a series and I will update this as often as I can. Just to let you know how my journey is along the way. I'm trying something a little different out this time. I've been publishing books, and most of the books that I publish are 10,000 words or less. But I want to show you why I'm increasing the volume on the words that I'm going to be ordering, and you'll see why. So I'm going to be going over Audible and the reason why I want my books to be at least 25,000 to 30,000 words. Then we're going to go and check out KDP Print. Why you want a longer book if you're going to sell print copies to people. So when they're going to print their book out and have it shipped to their house, I'll go over why you're going to want a longer book for that. I'll go over how I'm going to get my cover design for both KDP and for KDP Print, which used to be CreateSpace. And then later on down the road, I will be turning this into an audiobook, and I'll have to get a cover made for that as well. I'll go over the strategy for my sales, how I'm going to initially get sales and reviews on the book, and then go over kind of how, if I want to go exclusive, post this exclusively on Amazon KDP, or if I want to sell it on Amazon, but also have the ability to distribute it on other platforms like Publish Drive or Draft2 Digital. And then, of course, I will update you guys along the way. So first off, thank you. The channel's starting to take off a little bit. We've got 15 subscribers. I've only posted 6 videos. I appreciate your guys' support. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can follow us along the journey. All right, so let's jump right in. So right here on Audible, so what you're gonna see is I just kind of put in a keyword, how to talk to anyone, and I just started typing in discipline and different self-help type books, business books, and health and diet type books. Those really do well on Audible, and so this is just an example how to talk to anybody. This can cross over from a self-help development book to also a business book. And by typing that in, doing a little bit of research, I'll show you kind of why we, from an Audible's perspective, so I'm kind of reverse engineering what the end goal at the very end of this will be. I'll have a book posted on Amazon. I'll be selling KDP copies. I'll be, so the ebook version of it, I'll be selling print copies. And I will eventually have the book created into an audiobook, and I'll be selling audiobook sales on Audible, Amazon ACX as well. So if you look through here, you'll see this keyword's not too competitive, which would be great. I also like to look at the ratings and see how competitive the top 10 to 20 results are. But the reason why we want our book to be at least 25,000 words is because our end result will be, if your book is if it's under an hour, you're only going to get paid, it's going to post for $6.95. And if your book is 1 hour to 3 hours, it's going to post for $6.95. So let's go back and see one that is, let's see here. So this is under 3 hours. It's between 1 and 3 hours, and so the price is $6.95. So what does Amazon pay you? Well, if you're exclusive on your audiobook, they'll pay you 40% of that. If you're not exclusive and you've posted it to other distribution platforms, then you'll only get 25% of that. So 40% of 7 is about $2.80. So you're gonna, let's just round it up to an even number. You're only gonna make about $3 for selling each copy of this book. Now, if you head into if you can get your book into the 3 to 5 hour range, I find that this is actually not quite updated, even though it's fresh on the Amazon site. Generally, the 3 to 5 hour books, the 3 hour book is usually kind of right up about the $14 level. So let's see if we can find a 3-hour book. Keep scrolling. Okay, so here's a 3-hour book. So this book is 3 hours. This audio book is 3 hours long, and it's selling for $14.95. So you're going to make a bigger, about $7 for every sale, which is very helpful. And another thing too, after I've posted a couple audiobooks already, I can say with experience now that your books aren't really going to start selling. People aren't going to really be taking your book serious until they're at least 3 hours long. I had a burst of initial sales in a couple of my books that are over an hour. They're around the hour mark, and the hour mark is about 10,000 words. And but it definitely kind of tapered off, and I'm not seeing the sales that I did when I first posted. So this project is going to be an experimentation with my first 3-hour book and my first really big book that I'm going to be posting. So I just wanted to go over kind of the reasons why you want to go for a longer book, because it's going to end up being a 3-hour book. So the reason, because about every 9 to 10,000 words, depending on how fast your narrator speaks, about every 9 to 11,000 words is going to be an hour of audiobook and recording. So theoretically, 30,000 words will get you 3 hours, but you can get away with doing a 25,000 word book, and that extra 20 minutes that you need, you can actually, there's tricks to you can put in some of your other books as previews to your other book. There's also an intro and a conclusion you can add on there as well to get to that 3-hour mark. So usually about 25,000 words, depending on the narrator, can get you that 3-hour mark as well. Where am I going to get my cover designed? Well, once I get the book written and it comes back, I'll probably be this time, I usually do the covers myself, but in this case I think I'm going to go for outsourcing every aspect of the book, including the cover design. And so I'll probably be doing some research on Fiverr, finding the right person to, the right freelancer to do the KDP, the ebook version of the cover, the print version of the cover, and also eventually I'll have to get an audiobook version as well. Now, how am I going to make sales after the book is created? I'm going to use Amazon advertising. I believe it used to be AMS. I've never used it before, actually, so that'll be interesting to be able to show you guys how it works out for a brand new person on using the platform. But right here is where I'm going to be advertising my book, and I will send that'll be a part of the series, is getting the initial advertising campaign off the floor and running, but then as well as giving you guys updates on how it's working, what keywords I'm going for, which ones are working for me and which ones are not. And just to give you kind of an update, where did I get my book outsourced? Where am I outsourcing the writing of my book? There's plenty of places, and I've shown a couple of those places on this channel already. But in this case, I found someone that's giving me a really fair price, that is already an author in the self-development niche. And so they're going to write me a 25,000 word book for a really good price. And so that's where I'm going to try it out this time. So on people per hour, I was able to find a good writer that's going to take their time. We have a whole project planned out. We've already outlined the project and the goals, the milestones, and the schedule. And the book should be done in between 20 and 25 days. They're going to be writing this book. So that's one thing too that kind of that I kind of learned along the way, is that if you hire somebody to write on Fiverr, they might say that they can get the book done in 4 days, 7 days, a big book like that. And really, how good can you expect the quality to be when somebody says they can get you a 25,000 word book done in that short amount of time? And that's where I kind of knew that by coming over here, the freelancer knew they couldn't do any less than 20 days, and they explained why, but really it just had to do with quality. They didn't think that they didn't want to be rushed, and they don't want to be rushed to create a book that so quickly and beyond a very strict deadline. So I'm not used to ordering books and them taking 3 weeks to get done, but in this case it makes sense because the book's so long. They do need they have a kind of a timeline that they follow. They have to do outlines for the book, come up with a table of contents, write the first couple chapters, send off so I can go over it and make sure that it sounds good, it's the right narrative or the right tone, and then we move forward with the book. And then after they send it to me, about the 15th day mark, then they have to go and do about 5 days of editing the book and everything. So this is going to be a real quality professional book launch that I'm going for here, and just want to give you guys full transparency and just show you guys what I will be doing in this project. And I'll have to decide if I'm going to go exclusive on KDP with the print and enroll in the Kindle Select program, and or if I want to actually distribute this on other platforms. So I'll update you along the way as well, and just look for my next video 2 update on this series, and appreciate you watching today. So if you want to follow along and expect that next video, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications. And if you want to learn about how this little project is going to turn out for me, am I going to make money on this book, or is it going to be a flop? Tune in and subscribe, and hit that like button if you like my content. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.